Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Sunny CR.V. If you hear any noise in the background, oh, my damn boobs. But if you hear any noise in the background, I do apologize. Obviously, by the title, I am doing a video on this virus and everything that the virus is causing. So hopefully these messages make sense. Um, Hopefully I am able to um, express properly what's going on, because sometimes I can be very tongue tied and I can't say shit right. But I did talk about the world going into panic in my 2020 world slash universe prediction. If you haven't seen that video already, you can definitely check that out. That link will be in the description bar below or in the comments. And all of my information will be in the description bar below as well. Okay, so, and hopefully y'all can hear me good. I'm trying to be quiet. But the the one thing that I do know about the virus is due to a meme that I seen floating around on Facebook, where there was a particular author. I don't remember his name. I want to say it's Dean Kooks or Coots, something like that. I'm not. I know I'm saying shit all the way wrong. And the book may be called "The Darkness in the Eyes" or "The Eyes of Darkness," something like that. And there was a part in the book that said a pneumonia-like disease or virus will come in 2020. That's the only thing that I know about the virus. And also, it's taken over the world and it's causing for everybody to go into quarantine. Okay, so with that being said, let me go ahead and connect to see what's going on and what I'm picking up. Spirit is saying this virus is it's man-made. It's always been man-made. Yes, there, are diseases and viruses that happen because of dirt and filth. But Spirit is saying this virus, it was known as pneumonia, or a severe flu cold, and this been going around for some time, but we just labeled it as flu cold pneumonia. Okay, but this COVID-19, this was man-made. This was all the way man-made. And Spirit is saying this came about in the skirts of China, and you can take that how you want to. Spirit is saying either they're saying this the source land or the skirt land of China. I know that sounds kind of weird. I know that sounds weird. They're also talking about Taiwan. I'm not really sure how close Taiwan is to China. But it's going to come out really soon about these labs. I'm not sure if they're connected to foreign factories, but we're going to be aware of like these types of like biochemist labs that are actually producing viruses and man-made forces to take over the population. We're going to be aware of this really, really soon. And I keep picking up on like the east side of the world. For some reason, Spirit keeps circling in like the China area and areas that are surrounding China. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. this virus was not supposed to, it was not supposed to be as big as it is now. Okay. Um, I keep picking up on two important keys with this virus. It was actually supposed to affect America. This virus was actually a hate crime from China, is what Spirit is saying, to kind of like teach America their lesson. Okay. Um, I'm also picking up. Oh my God, I know I may be getting the country wrong, but Iran, they were tied in this too. Okay, very soon you may hear something about like the leader of like Iran or Syria. I'm not sure, but I keep picking up on like an Arabic faced gentleman with like a head wrap on. You may hear something about like him like maybe slipping up or saying something that he isn't supposed to say about the virus. Whether it's this year or next year, there's something going to come about where this man kind of slips up and say, "Oh, this was supposed to affect America," or we didn't think that this would be this big, but it's something that he's going to say that's going to be like an eye opener for a lot of people, and they may try to like delete the film. I feel like it's going to be seen by very few people. I feel like it's going to be via live conference, and either they may cut the camera off or they may tell him to go sit down, or once again if you have it recorded, then great, but if you don't record it, it's going to be washed away. Okay, that's what Spirit is saying. um but this COVID-19, if I'm saying this shit wrong, I'm sorry, but this COVID-19 disease, it was supposed to be designed to wipe away a lot of the American people, to be honest. But there was immaturity with handling this virus. They once again they did not think that it would be this strong. They didn't think that as soon, how can I say this? They, and I know this is gonna sound so weird, but I have to tell you what I'm picking up. The people who made this COVID-19 disease in this particular factory, they tried their best to get like American DNA, or I keep picking up on like there's a particular American tie that they tried to target with this disease, and they thought, okay, since this disease isn't targeted to hurt me and my culture, then I'm fine. Like I don't have to wear, a mask. I can just do as I please. And I know this is sounding kind of weird, but I have to tell you what I'm picking up. But with that being said, people were getting sick. You notice how China got sick first. People were getting sick, and they didn't think that it would happen to them. Okay? They, once again, they thought that it would only affect Americans. Okay? Um, and when they saw that it was stronger than what they had thought it was, then it was in crisis mode. Okay? Um, and ironically, I feel like the west side of the globe, like, we are like the last to get it, or now, like, we're going to go through the symptoms, like it's getting hectic now for us. I feel like the east side of the globe, like, yes, they still may have cases and they still, may be suffering from it, but I feel like it isn't going to affect them now as much as it is affecting us, because like we're getting it later. Okay, like it came to us later, or it came to us at the wrong time where it was supposed to affect us first, and then so be it for everyone else. um I'm also picking up that this disease, it is part of population control, to be honest. Um, but once again, it was meant to rule out the Americans. I keep picking that up. Um, but Spirit also want me to say this, okay? And they want me to break it down in two planes. In the spiritual realm, Spirit is letting this happen because they want us to surrender. They want us to, as humans, they want us to. I'm going to say this because Spirit wants me to say this. We are made in the image of gods, but in this realm, we are humans. Okay, we are seen as humans. It is up to us to feel as if we are gods or not. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But in the spiritual realm, Spirit is making this happen because they want us to surrender. They want us to understand what goes up comes back down. Okay, Spirit is looking at us, and they're seeing all the hate, all the crime, all the abuse, all this negative shit going on. They hear us crying, they see and feel all of this. Once again, what goes up must come back down. So Spirit wants us to understand what we're giving to them as well. We're giving them hell. Okay, so yes, we're going to experience hell as well. And even if you've been experiencing hell within the physical realm, honey, that's something you need to change it up yourself. But on a global sense, it's like Spirit wants us to come together as people, regardless of our color, regardless of our race. Spirit wants us to come together. It's like we forgot all about the commandments, and every religion and spirituality has its own commandments. Regardless of what you believe in, we all have set principles that are very similar to each other. And it's like we forgot that. We really forgot that we are equal. We forgot that we are the same. We forgot that we are made in the image of gods. We forgot that shit. So it's like Spirit is trying to remind us and let us know, hey, we got to come together. We need, if you believe in praying, we need to pray. Once again, what goes up must come back down. We forgot that. All right. And Lordy, so once again in the spiritual realm, we're we're giving Spirit a hard time. Okay. And in the physical realm, you know, we must come together. we have to come together. And also, excuse me, in the physical realm, we must be aware of people playing God. Okay? Now, I know this may sound confusing because I just said we are made in the image of God. Yes, indeed, we are. But when I say, like, there's people playing God, there's people who are taking that shit to heart. There's people, trying to control the weather for greedy purposes. There's people, that want you to worship them. There's people who, you know, and I'm going to say this, you can take this how you want to, but this is not my opinion. This is what Spirit is saying to me. We took out, I hate to say it like this, but this is what I'm picking up. We took out religion, um, like with schools and like stuff like that. Um, but at the same time, let's not say religion. We took out spirituality. We took out the praise of the Most High. We took that out of a lot of activities. It's like we aren't taking that seriously anymore. We aren't taking the fact that there is something higher than us seriously. Okay, um, and it's like we're we're just, some of us are just really trying to play God, um, and and having us forced to worship things that aren't comfortable with us. Okay, um, Spirit is saying, be mindful of the elite, be mindful of the upper hand, and I feel like this is in regards to like the government that are trying to control things. I keep picking up on like controlling of the weather, like something other than nature is controlling the weather, which is why there's this big imbalancement. Okay, I know that they want us to stay inside because of the virus, true, but it's affecting the weak. It's also, this virus, as many of us know, is also designed to affect the weak. Once again, China, or like this Iran uh, culture or background, who are associated with this virus, who made this virus stronger and mutated it, they feel like Americans are weak, okay, in every aspect. Um, so it's designed to affect and kill and hurt the weak, okay. Um, but I feel like we, as in the government and higher powers, for some reason we have this association to aliens, I'm going to say, and we've been in contact and in communication with species beyond our measures for years. And I feel like these species have a stronger connection to a higher source than we do. And I feel like in the spiritual realm, these beings are trying to show themselves because they want us to correct ourselves, but they want to help us. They want to help us physically. And I feel like with the government trying to keep everyone in the house, yes, it's big part of it is the virus, but it's also aligned with the timing of these creatures coming forth. I believe I talked about creatures like these alien like creatures, or these unforeign creatures showing themselves. I think I talked about that in my 2020 war prediction. So you may see some UFOs. You may see like the clouds are really, like the clouds may be showing images. You may see like a hole in the sky. You may see portals. Um, you may see like whirlwinds type of energy in the sky. Um, you may see some like creatures coming out the sky. I don't know, but I feel like the government, who do have strong connection to aliens that we call aliens. I know I'm sounding crazy, but y'all, this is what I'm picking up, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But the government, who has some sort of communication to like the aliens, they don't want us to see that shit. They don't want to see it. They just don't. For whatever reason, they don't. But eventually they're not going to be able to stop it, and eventually it's going to happen. And I have to talk about this because it's popping up. um, I'm not a Christian. I was born into Christianity. That's it's on both sides of my family. um, I'm more spiritual than anything. However, I believe in other deities. I work with other angels. I work with other deities. Um, that's just me. But in the book of Revelation, the part of the Revelations, we're going through that. Okay, we're going through the beginning stages of it. Um, but Spirit is saying, yes, God will eventually, whenever it's time, Spirit wants me to confirm it's not anytime soon. Okay, majority of us will be dead and gone, and it will be our generations and generations who will experience this. But really interesting because I just seen a random eye, so that's kind of cool. But God will come from the sky and get His people. Eventually, it's going to happen. But I feel like the government and once again like the elite forces, they're they don't they don't want the spiritual realm to come in the physical and be seen in the physical. They don't want that yet because they know some shit is gonna happen, and it's gonna be a hot ass mess. But yeah, y'all. Now with this quarantine mess, I know that was like a lot, but with this quarantine mess, um, when will the I feel like the month of April is significant for some reason. I keep picking up on like April 13th through the 30th. Um, Something may come about in regards to COVID-19 where, they're saying there's lesser cases, or we found a cure for it, or it may be something like that. But I feel like it's going to start to lessen and April 13th through April 30th. I also feel the month of June is where they're going to tell people, hey, you can come out now, June 10th. That's showing up as well. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't really like watching the news, so I don't know much about this stuff. I just know what I see on Facebook. I know this sounds kind of ignorant, but yeah, like hearing about this virus is, I don't know, it's just depressing to my soul. So I don't want to know much about it. But yeah, I keep picking up on June 10th. June 10th, June 13th, June 14th is when we may be able to go back outside. But I'm picking up that this whole scare is going to die down by fall time, September, Octoberish of this year. Um, but Spirit is saying this virus will make its way back in the following years, in the next several years. Okay. Um, and even when we have cold and flu symptoms, I feel like they will still test people for the virus itself. But yeah, but I see the virus coming back within the next like 7 to 8 years. But for the quarantine, once again, I feel like we will hear of something in regards to like there's lower cases, or like it is not as or like it is not as potent, I guess to say, for the time frame of April 13th through the 30th. Once again, we may be able to go outside June 10th 13th, 14th, okay? But I feel like people will not talk about the virus as much and it will die down a lot within the time frame of fall. I live in the northern hemisphere, so September, October-ish. Okay, but hopefully this video made sense, and I will catch you guys next video. Take care. Bye.